Welcome everyone to today's class. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for showing interest in joining and participating in today's training. Now, I said that I'll be taking you through the basics, understanding how to use Binance. Now, this is not an in-depth training, so I'm not going into futures or margin trading or some other aspects, but I'll teach you everything you need to know to understand how to use Binance and trade, majorly focusing on how to deposit, spot trading, and several other aspects as well. So you would know the interface and you become more familiar with it. So first thing I'll do is I would open a new Binance account. So I can take you through signing up and you know exactly how to sign up and create your own Binance account. So I'll go to register. Let me just use a disposable mail since this is temporary. I'm creating a new account. So like I said earlier on, I'm taking you through everything from the very, very beginning, from how to open a Binance account. So this is me starting off. Now, to open a Binance account, the first thing you have to do is you put an email and then a password. Now, for the password specification, the requirement is that the password you must use must be a minimum of 8 characters. So you can't use a password that is just maybe 4 characters long, like door or something. You have to use a password that is at least 8 characters long. And then there must be a capital letter and a number. If not, the password will not work. For example, let's say I put a password like Joe. It would not work. It has to be at least 8 characters long. So you get that. So let me just put a random. Yep. So now this is at least 8 characters long. There's a number, there's a capital letter. That is why it's successful. So I just proceed to create accounts. And then I just do this. And I'm done. So now once you do that, they'll send a verification code to your email. So you go back to your mailbox and refresh to check that you have received the verification code that they'll send to you. So once you get that verification code, you can just write it down. And once you have written that verification code, automatically you have successfully created a Binance account. It is very easy and very fast. So once you are done with that, the next thing that will pop up is this screen. Next thing that will pop up is this screen. So I'd advise that once you come over here and once this pops up, just click straight to go to dashboard. So you just come straight to your dashboard. Now, for many people, they will say it's a bit complex. There are so many things. Now, I'll take you through everything one by one so you can understand every part of it. So please just follow through. Now, the first thing you see is whether you should enable your phone verification or Google verification. I would advise you enable both. Now, phone verification is if you want to log into your account, for example, they'll send a special code to your registered number. So once they send that registered code, it is such that nobody can access your account. You know, there's some people that save their passwords and their email on their accounts. Let's say you save it on your browser and then anybody has access to your phone. Now, if you are that kind of person and you save your password on your browser, it's possible that anybody can access your account, checking your email and your password. But then if you enable phone verification, they would send a code to your phone number, your registered phone number, such that after you've written your email and your password, you would still have to write the code that will be sent to your number. So you have to enable this. And also for those that will be using peer-to-peer transaction, for you to use Binance to buy and sell your crypto to turn it to Naira, you must enable phone verification. Now also Google verification, this is also very important. In fact, this is priority 1. This is super important because this is one of the top tier security features for any account you'll be opening. For anything, almost anything you'll be opening in the crypto space. Google verification is very, very, very important. Now, I can't start explaining all the features it has, but then make sure you enable both. So that is the first thing that will pop up on your screen immediately you log into your account after creating it. And for those that, let's say you've already opened your account before and you did not enable both, all you have to do is you go to settings, and you just basic info or preferences, and you just enable, sorry, you go to security and you set it up. So you go to security here and you now enable those security features. So if you've opened your account before and you didn't get this screen or you've missed it, you go to security and then you enable two-factor authentication and you verify your email, and you are sure that your account will be secure. So come here on and just make sure you do this so that you can be sure that your account is actually secure. So now moving on from there, the next thing you have to do is, now I was on dashboard. So I'm taking you through the basics step by step, everything you need to know to get started from the first screen you would see. So looking at this now, this is buy crypto. Now, once you click on this, you see bank deposits, credit card, P2P trading, and third-party payment. Now, many people think this feature still works effectively in Nigeria, but it doesn't. So if I click on buy crypto, before there was a feature on Binance where you can directly deposit money into your bank accounts. Binance creates virtual accounts for everyone, so you can deposit Naira directly to that virtual account and withdraw directly from there. It was very easy and it was very fast. But for many people that are aware of the CBN regulation, because of that rule, because of that restriction, you can no longer directly deposit Naira into your Binance account. So if I come over here and I click on NGN, which is Nigerian Naira, and I click on it, you would see that they will say the channel has been suspended. So this payment channel is currently closed for maintenance. Please try again. You see, they had to disable this feature because of the restriction. So you can no longer directly deposit Naira into your Binance account. Now, the second feature here is credit or debit card. Now, many people have also talked about this feature, but the feature doesn't work on most cases if you are using a Nigerian card. Why? Because of the restrictions that also exist for dollar transactions. I think the maximum you can even use to purchase dollar on a normal Nigerian ATM card is $20 per month. There was a time it was $100 and then it dropped to $20 per month. And I don't know if it still works at all. So this will not even work. So if you want to deposit in your Binance account, you would have to use peer-to-peer trading. Now, peer-to-peer trading is the only possible way right now that you can easily deposit Naira on your Binance account, or let's say you want to withdraw. If you've been trading on your account, you've made some money, and you like to sell your Bitcoin or sell your Ethereum for money. So peer-to-peer trading is one way you can use to sell everything and have the Naira directly transferred to your bank account. Very easy, very fast, and it just works. It's very effective. In fact, I use it a lot. So, but then what you have to note is, for you to use peer-to-peer on your account, you must verify your Binance account. Your Binance account must be verified. That is the only way you can use peer-to-peer to buy or to sell or to transact or do anything, in that area. So now, moving on from here, and yes, you cannot deposit dollar if you are going through Naira. If you're in Nigeria, you cannot deposit dollar. So for those asking, so what you have to do to use peer-to-peer, I already explained in a very detailed video. I think you should just check that out, because peer-to-peer is on its own is a bit long. It's like a 20-minute video. So you should just check it out. This is it, step-by-step guide on how to use Binance peer-to-peer exchange. So you can just check it and know how to buy and sell using the peer-to-peer exchange. So this way, you can see how to convert your Naira directly to Bitcoin or Ethereum or any cryptocurrency. Because of this restriction, because of the CBN restriction and CBN ban, it's not been easy as it were. But using Binance peer-to-peer, you can easily transact, buy, sell, and trade. So many people that have been asking, oh, I have Bitcoin, how do I convert it to Naira now? Or I have some Naira, how do I buy these cryptocurrencies? You just need to watch the video, know how to deposit, and it just works that way for you. So now moving on from here. So now this is one way you can buy crypto with Naira, because this restriction has affected all other methods. So you just have to watch the video, learn how to use peer-to-peer. Like I said, you must verify your account, and then you come over to peer-to-peer and transact or trade with anybody. Now, that is that about buy crypto. Now, if I click on this, I'll see some other features that Binance has. So if I hover above it, I'll see the exchange, which we are currently on right now. This is the Binance exchange where you trade. Then you see Binance Academy, where you can read articles, watch videos, and learn a couple of stuff. You see Broker, Charity, Cloud, and so many other things that Binance has to offer. But we're focusing now on the exchange, so you can know how to trade and use the exchange, how to buy and sell your cryptocurrencies. So if I come over here to wallet, that's before I touch this segment, let me come here. So coming over to wallets, and you can see I have overview, fiat and spot, margin, futures, peer-to-peer, earn, pool, card, vanilla options, and transaction history. So now these are just basically my different wallets. So if I click on overview, I can get to see everything that is in every single wallet. It's just an overview of every wallet I have, whether fiat and sports, margin, isolated margin. I can see what I have in all of these wallets. But now it's empty because I just created this account to just teach you and show you. So if I would like to deposit on my Binance account, now let's say I'm not doing Naira, for example. I already showed you how to deposit Naira. You have to go through peer-to-peer exchange, which you come over to buy crypto and click on P2P trading. But if I want to deposit, let's say Bitcoin or Ethereum, let's say I have Bitcoin or Ethereum I've been holding in another wallet and I would like to use it to trade, you just come over here, click on deposit, and you click on deposit crypto, since that is what you want to deposit. So here you can now decide what cryptocurrency you would like to deposit. Let's say you want to deposit Bitcoin. You just come here, click on Bitcoin, and here you can see the wallet address. This is like your bank account number. So this is the wallet address for Bitcoin. So if I send Bitcoin to this wallet address, it would appear in my balance. It would reflect my balance. It would be credited directly to my Binance account. Now, some people always ask, okay, what is the meaning of this network name and what does it mean? Now, I also explain that. Now, these networks you see here are like the different protocols. For example, if I click on BTC, you can see the wallet address. If I click on BP2, you see that the wallet address has changed. If I click on BP20, the wallet address is totally different. ERC20, the same wallet address with BP20. And BTC SegWit, this is the wallet address, another wallet address entirely. So now, many people have asked, okay, what do these different wallet addresses mean? Now, these are the different networks for Bitcoin that Binance currently has Bitcoin on. So normally, if someone wants to send you Bitcoin, the normal wallet address to send to that person is this one, the BTC wallet address. It starts from 1. It's called the legacy address. So you just copy this and send to them. But then, unless and until they specify that you send another network, that is when you now have to migrate and check for the one they specified. But until they do that, until they request for a different network, what you are supposed to copy and send is the normal Bitcoin standard wallet address, which in most cases or in all cases starts from number 1. It's called a legacy wallet. So if you want to deposit Ethereum, for example, I click here, I click on Ethereum, and it loads. And so once it comes up, I'll be able to see the wallet address for ETH. So you know that you are depositing ETH and you must send it to that wallet address that comes up. Another thing is, if you are going to deposit, make sure you are sending it to the right address. Make sure you are sending it to the right address. It's very, very important. Now, what do I mean by that? Okay, this is not loading. If you send BTC to an Ethereum wallet address, you would likely lose the Bitcoin. There is every tendency that you will lose the Bitcoin. So if somebody wants to send you Tron, for example, someone wants to send you Tron, and he tells you to send your Tron wallet address, and you send him your Ethereum wallet address, you would lose the money because every wallet address is different. You need to understand the wallet address that has been requested, and you need to make sure you're sending the right wallet address. So if someone asks you, let's say for example, this is my Ethereum wallet address, and then someone tells me, okay, I would like to send you Tron. Okay, I'd like to send you Tron. So, and I come over to Tron, which is TRON. Now, if you check and see, the Tron wallet address is totally different from Bitcoin, different from Ethereum, different from BNB. So you need to be extra careful. So when they tell you send this address, I'm sending to you, make sure you send the specific wallet address. The mistake happened to someone a few weeks ago. He was supposed to send USDT and he sent it to a Bitcoin wallet address, and that was like I think $9,000 worth of USDT. He sent to a Bitcoin address, and it has gone because it is not retrievable. There is no way to retrieve it. So you need to make sure that you avoid that mistake to prevent stories that touch the heart. So now that is that about depositing on Binance. So now earlier when I explained how to buy crypto, I said you have to use peer-to-peer to buy, and which I recommended you watch the peer-to-peer video on our YouTube channel, Island Block. So you can know how to deposit on Binance and all of that. And now this is how to deposit crypto directly. So let's say you have BTC or ETH or any other cryptocurrency. I want to deposit it directly. You can just directly deposit it on your Binance account. It's easy and it's fast. And if you want to also withdraw, now I'll address two major things when it comes to withdrawal. So now I'll address two major things you need to take note of when it comes to withdrawal. The first thing is you need to know the address you're withdrawing to. The same thing I explained earlier on when it comes to when you want to deposit. You need to be sure of the address you want to withdraw to. So you don't withdraw to the wrong wallet address. If you want to withdraw Bitcoin, make sure you're withdrawing from your Bitcoin wallet to someone else's Bitcoin wallet. Because there are many people that just want to learn trading and just want to jump into it. It's better to learn these basics to avoid mistakes. Like I met someone that was trading and then she was trying to withdraw one coin to a totally different wallet and she was angry. She was like vexing. She was like, she has been trying to withdraw this thing for days. It didn't withdraw. That was wrong. And that was all the money in her portfolio. So then I found out, I was like, you're trying to withdraw RSR to, a different wallet address. It won't work. And if it works, you will lose your funds. You see. So make sure you do not make that mistake. It's a very, very costly mistake. You need to make sure you avoid it. Be sure of the wallet address you're withdrawing from and to, and make sure you make the right withdrawal. So now moving on, the second thing is take note of the transaction fee. Now that's one major problem that many people have. For example, this is Bitcoin. Now I'm using my laptop, so this is the web version. So that's why they're showing me the transaction fee, the dollar value of the transaction fee. If I was to use sorry, let me just quickly do something. Yeah. If I was to use if I was to withdraw BTC, for example, from Binance, then I need to be sure of the transaction fee I am paying. So I won't come all the way to Binance and buy. So I won't come all the way to Binance and now buy Bitcoin of $30 and now pay $26 to withdraw it. You see. So if you are withdrawing BTC, this is the transaction fee here. It's $26.73, which is actually $27. So you need to be very, very well aware of this fee. For those that want to deal small volumes, for some, it doesn't matter much. But for those that are dealing small volumes, if you are going to buy Bitcoin from Binance and send it somewhere, take note that that is the transaction fee to withdraw Bitcoin. If you want to also withdraw ETH, the transaction fee is $12. Now, like I said earlier on, it also depends on the network you're withdrawing to. The default network, if you're withdrawing Ethereum on a normal day, it is ERC20, and the fee is 12.42. That's about $13. But then, if the person you are sending the Ethereum to specifies that you should send it to a different kind of wallet, that is when you can now click on BSC or BNB. But the default wallet address is Ethereum. It automatically clicks it. So take note of that. So that withdrawal fee is very, very crucial. You need to know what you are paying to withdraw so you don't make the mistake of withdrawing something of $10 and now paying fee of like $9, and then you're wondering where did all your money go to. You need to be very, very careful. I just thought to talk about that. So now moving on, if you'd like to withdraw, okay, someone talked about BNB. Now, if you want to withdraw BNB, simple. Go to BNB, then you find out the network you're withdrawing to. If you're withdrawing to use maybe PancakeSwap or to use the Binance Smart Chain, you withdraw through Binance Smart Chain. And if you're withdrawing normal BNB, you just withdraw through the BEP2 network, where you have to put the wallet address and the memo. So please take note of that. For depositing and withdrawing, you need to be very careful. You need to make sure that the wallet address is correct, so you don't end up withdrawing money to a wrong wallet address and then all the money vanishes into thin air. Very, very important. You need to know the basics first. So moving on from here, the next thing you would see here is margin and futures, which is by this side. Now it's the same thing, if I was taking it from the top here, it's the same thing, fiat and sports, the margin and futures. So if I click on margin and futures, so if I click on this, which is margin and futures. Now, margin and futures trading, now we won't be going into this, but here I'm checking an overview of my wallet. If you remember earlier on, I clicked here, which is wallet. So clicking here, I'm seeing what I currently hold in my margin wallet and then what I also hold in my futures wallet. So it's empty. So there's nothing there. So that's why it's showing 0000. So just take note of that. And then from there, I can also check. So I've checked the fiat, my normal balance, and I've also checked the futures. Now this is P2P. Now, like I explained earlier on, P2P, peer-to-peer trading, is the only way you can actually now buy and sell crypto in Nigeria because of the current restriction and the current regulation. So looking at that, you need to know how to use peer-to-peer, and you need to use peer-to-peer exchange of trusted platforms. So now checking here, if I check this P2P, I'll be able to see my balance. So let's say I did a trade with someone through Binance peer-to-peer exchange. Let's say I bought USDT from someone, for example. Once I'm done with the transaction and I pay and my payment is confirmed, the USDT I bought would appear here in my available assets. So once I engage in a peer-to-peer transaction with someone and I have sent the money to him and then he releases the coin and Binance has given me the coin, it would appear in my peer-to-peer wallet as USDT. So from here, I can now decide, okay, I want to move this money to my main trading balance. So that's why you now click on transfer. So clicking on transfer, I can move the money from my peer-to-peer wallet to my spot trading wallet or any other wallet. So I can move it from my peer-to-peer or to my spot trading wallet, and I can decide what I want to move. Let's say I bought Bitcoin, I bought BUSD, I bought USDT. So here I decide what exactly I want to move. Here I now decide how many I want to move. So this is very important in the sense that if you finish using the peer-to-peer exchange to buy or sell, then you can move the funds from your peer-to-peer wallet to your fiat, that's your normal spot account, and then use it to buy any coin you want to use it to buy, because that is your main trading account. So now, moving on from here, you now go on to earn. Now, Binance Earn is one of the many ways you can earn on Binance. Now, Binance Earn is one of the many ways you can earn on Binance. So, maybe by staking or by lending or by farming. So, but this is not the major places we'll be going through. I just want to focus on the main things you need to know to start trading, and how to buy a coin, how to sell a coin, how to deposit on a Binance account, and all of that. So let me just wait for this. All right, sorry about that. Having seriousness of issue. Okay, so I'm moving on. Um, so here we have, like I explained earlier, fiat and sports. We have margin and futures. We have peer-to-peer exchange, then pool, the vanilla options. Now, starting off, you won't need any of this yet. You won't be needing any of this for a really, really long time. You won't be needing any of this. And then transaction history is just you want to check your transactions, recent transactions you've done on Binance, your buy and sell, and all of that. So I'm moving on from here. Wallet, I can check my orders. Now, my spot order is orders I have created in my spot trade. Margin orders are orders I've created in my margin trading. Peer-to-peer orders are orders I've created during my peer-to-peer trading. So now let me start from spot trading. So let's say you want to buy a coin. Let's say you just come on Binance and now you know how to deposit. So you've deposited money on Binance. Let's say you want to deposit Bitcoin directly. I showed you how. Or you want to use peer-to-peer to buy a coin. I just showed you how. So now you finish putting money in your account and you want to proceed to buying an actual coin. How do you go about it? So you click on markets here. So once you click on markets, now everything now starts to come alive. You start seeing coins, their prices, the rates, the change, profits, losses, and all of that. So once you click on markets, you can now see all of this. So here we have BNB, BUSD, which is Binance Coin BNB. Here you have ETH, here you have DOT, Polkadot, here you have GRT. Now you can see all the coins and several trading pairs. So let me now take you through everything one by one. Now, starting off from here, this is BNB against BUSD. Now, BNB is Binance Coin. So it is BNB. It's their own coin for their platform, Binance. Now, once you have BNB in your wallets, what it does is it reduces the trading fee. For any transaction you do on Binance, the fee is 0.1%. So what does this mean? If you are trading, let's say you are buying a coin, they take 0.1% of whatever volume you are dealing as the transaction fee, buy or sell. But if you have BNB available in your wallet, which is BNB their coin, instead of taking 0.1%, they charge you 0.075%. So that's like 25% off trading fees. So that is why it is very good to have BNB. Now, for many people, they might think, oh, okay, 0.1% is actually quite insignificant, you see. But in the long run, it will help you save quite some money. So you should consider it. So once you have BNB in your trading balance, they take just 0.075% as trading fees. So BNB is Binance coin. Now BUSD is Binance US dollar. It is a stable coin. Now what is a stable coin? A stable coin is a coin that the price or the value does not increase or decrease over time. It is fixed to a certain asset. It is pegged to a certain asset. So the BUSD is pegged to the US dollar. So as long as dollar will remain $1, BUSD would also remain $1. So it's not something to invest in. It's not something you say, oh, I want to buy BUSD and hold for long term. If you buy $1 million out of BUSD and hold for 3 million years, it will still be $1 million out of BUSD. So just so you know. Because there are some people that have said, oh, I saw USDT, which is also a stable coin. And they're like, they would like to buy and invest in long term. And it's a stable coin. You see, so even if you hold for 300,000 years, the price will always remain $1. And that's just a waste of investment. So you need to take note of that. So here you have BNB, which is the Binance coin. Now, what this means is BNB is paired against BUSD. So if I would like to buy BNB, for example, so let's say I want to buy this means that I am buying BNB with BUSD. So take note of this. When you have BNB slash BUSD, this means that I'm buying this asset with this. So this is paired against this. For example, let me go to the next one. This is ETH. This is Ethereum. ETH BUSD. So what does this mean? This means that I will be buying Ethereum with BUSD. Or if I'm selling, I am selling Ethereum for BUSD. So the major focus here is always the first one. So if you're coming to Binance for the first time, let's say someone tells you buy a coin, let's say they tell you buy Solana, for example, and you want to search for Solana, and you come over here and search SOL. So let me check all markets. So if I check SOL, I would like to buy Solana. Here it's showing me that Solana is paired against BTC. You can also buy against fiat too, against USDT or BUSD. So what this means is Solana that I just searched for is paired against USDT, also paired against BUSD, Binance US dollar. So if I have USDT in my wallet, let's say for example I bought USDT. If I want to buy Solana, I will be using USDT to buy Solana. If I have BUSD in my wallet, that will mean that I will be using BUSD to buy Solana. So if I have Bitcoin in my wallet, for example, then there is no need for me clicking Solana stroke USDT. It won't work. If I have Bitcoin, this is not paired against Bitcoin. I'll have to check the BTC market. So if you have BTC, you check the BTC pairs. So you know what you can buy with Bitcoin. So you don't make that mistake. You see. So for example, let's say I deposited USDT in my wallet now. I have USDT in my wallet, and then someone tells me buy SOL, which is Solana. And then I come over to search for SOL. And after searching for it, I can see that it is paired against, let me say for example, it's paired against only BTC. And I have USDT in my wallet. What I will have to do is I would now have to sell my USDT, buy Bitcoin, and then use Bitcoin to buy Solana. It's just the same way you cannot use US dollar to buy yam in the market. If I go to the market now with $1 and I say I want to buy yam, I can't use US dollar to buy yam in the Nigerian market because it is not traded against the US dollar. It is traded against the Naira. So what I have to do is I have to now change my US dollar to Naira and then carry my Naira to buy the yam. If not, I will just hold the dollar there in the market and I'll just be hungry. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. You see, so it's just the same way too. So when you want to buy a coin, you need to know what asset you're holding, what it is paired against, then you know what you can use to buy it. So that way, you can now know how you're going to buy or sell. So the same thing applies to selling. If you want to sell a coin as well, let's say I want to sell a coin for Bitcoin, I need to know what it is paired against. So if I'm selling my Solana for Bitcoin, it has to be Sol stroke BTC. take note of that. It is very, very important, so you know how to proceed from there. So let's say I'm coming over here for the first time and I see all these coins. So I was saying something first. So this is BNB paired against BUSD. So if I enter this trade, it means that if I want to buy BNB, I'm using BUSD. If I want to sell the BNB, I am going to sell it for BUSD. That is what this trading pair signifies. Entering this trading pair means that if I want to buy Ethereum, I'm using BUSD. If I want to sell Ethereum, I'm selling for BUSD, which is the Binance US dollar. So please take note of that. Now, moving on from here, I can also see some other coins in the spot market. But before I scroll down, let me also show something. Now, over here, you can see the price. Now, this is the price in dollar for this coin. This is the current price. So I can just check and see the current price. Now, this here, now this is also very, very important. Here you have the dollar value. This is the dollar value of this coin. Here too, you have the dollar value of this coin. Here you have the dollar value of this coin. But what you have here is the price of the coin against the trading pair you are using. Now, what do I mean by this? If I'm buying BNB with BUSD, one BNB will cost me 537.98 BUSD. So I'll say it again. What you have here, which is the first one, is the price of the asset you want to buy against the trading pair. Now, what do I mean specifically by this? Let me show you another trading pair. Let me show you a coin paired against BTC. So I'll take you to Solana again. So now this is Solana paired against BTC. Now let's say I want to buy Solana. I click on this. Now I'll still go back to explain a few concepts, but let me just show you something. So now this is Sol against BTC. Now looking at this, like I explained, this side is the dollar value. But this side is the value against the assets you're trading with. So I'm buying Solana. I'm buying Solana with Bitcoin. So this means that one Solana is equals to this amount of Bitcoin. 0.000879949. Now, please take note of this because this is one mistake that many people tend to make. So, it's like you are buying. Let's say you want to buy yam. Now, if they are selling the yam based on, is it 2 bars now or kilogram? I don't even know. Let's say you want to buy chicken, for example. Yeah, chicken. Now, one chicken. If I'm buying a chicken with naira, if I'm buying chicken with naira, and they're selling 1 kilo of chicken for me, for example, for 700 naira, that would be 1 kilo. So I'm buying 1 kilo. This is chicken against naira, NGN. So one chicken, for example, let's say it is 700 naira. So what am I going to see here? I'm going to see the price against my trading pair. Now, if I was buying chicken with dollar, for example, US dollar, it is not 700 naira I'll see. It is like, let's say $1.2. So if you make the mistake of thinking that what will be here would always be a dollar value, you'll be wrong. The dollar value is always under or beside. So this is the dollar equivalent here. Below, you can see the dollar equivalent. Now, I'll show you another instance where you need to understand this. Now, this is something you need to really, really understand. So when you want to go into trading in depth and they tell you, buy this thing against Bitcoin, it is selling at 0.0002. You are now wondering, what's 0.0002? And you're wondering what is the dollar value. So now, this is it. So I said this is Solana against Bitcoin. Now, one Solana on a normal day costs $47. But if I'm going to use my Bitcoin to buy Solana, then 1 Solana will cost me 0.000879 Bitcoin. Take note of that. Very, very important. You need to know the difference. You see, that's why I explained it from this main screen here. If you're looking at this main screen, this is the price in dollar. Then this is the price in BUSD. So 1 BNB would cost me this amount of BUSD. The same way, coming to this other screen and explain the same concept. So the same thing applies in this other screen where I say 1 Solana would cost me this amount of Bitcoin. Then this is the dollar value, just so you know. So if you're buying BTC, if you're buying against BTC, know the difference. If you're buying against USDT, also know the difference. So you don't make that mistake, as it were. Now let me explain what is called Satoshi value for you. Now this is one thing that makes trading very easy to understand. Now Satoshi value is the value of Bitcoin in its unit. So what do I mean by this? 1 naira is equals to 100 kobo, which I don't think any of us uses in a game, because even the 1 naira self still doesn't have value at this point. So 1 naira is equals to 100 kobo. 1 Bitcoin is equals to 100 million Satoshi. Now, why does this metric exist? Sorry, I made a mistake with this. This is naira. Now, why does this metric exist? To make it easier when you're trading. 1 naira is 100 kobo. The same way we have tens and units, and then we have 1 BTC is equals to 100 million Satoshi. So if I'm trading, for example, and I want to buy this coin called Solana, now looking at the Bitcoin value, the BTC value, like I explained earlier, looking at the BTC value, what you can see here is 0.00087842. It's a lot of zeros. But instead of having to go through all these zeros and saying this, buy this coin at 0.0000, for example, let me show you another coin, SNM. Sorry, yes, I think it's SNM. Okay, excellent. Yes, SNM. So let's say I want to buy SNM. Now, instead of me saying buy SNM at 0.00000155, it's stressful. There are so many zeros. What you just say is buy SNM at 155 Satoshi. So you say buy SNM at 155 Satoshi. So that is the Satoshi value. So like I explained earlier, 1 Bitcoin is equals to 100 million Satoshi. 100 million, if you can count the zeros, you see 000, 000, then 00. So 1 Bitcoin is 100 million Satoshi. That is equals to 1 BTC. So if I want to buy this coin, instead of me going up and down saying buy SNM at 0.000000, it's quite confusing because you might miss 1 zero. And if you miss 1 zero, you make a very, very big mistake. So I can just say buy SNM at 155 Satoshi, or SNM is currently trading at 155 sats. It's one of the terminologies we use in trading, so it helps you better understand. So you won't see anybody telling you 0.0000. Nobody has time for all of that, except the coin is just maybe 0.005 or 0.01. I can see this coin is currently 0.01. But if I see a coin that is now 0.00000001, I mean, just imagine, just the stress of saying it alone, it's really, really draining. So you just need to understand that Satoshi value. So it will help you go a long way in your trading. To help you go a long way. So SNM is currently trading at 155 Satoshi. Buy SNM, that kind of thing. So it's just you just understand that. So moving on from there. Now, like I explained earlier on, above is the value based on the trading pair. So 1 SNM will cost me this amount of Bitcoin. Then below is the dollar value. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Just make sure you don't make that mistake. So that's why I always advise people that are starting off. If you are just starting off, it's always easier for you to trade against US dollar, USDT. It's always easier to trade against USDT. So you know, okay, I bought this coin when the coin was $10. Now the coin is $24. You can easily track your price movements. But for those that are trading against BTC, there's a lot of calculation to it. For example, if I buy a coin at 155 Satoshi and I sell at 200 Satoshi, that means I am in profit. That's my Bitcoin value has increased. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the dollar value has increased. What do I mean? Let's say I buy this coin at 155 Satoshi, and then Bitcoin is trading at $100,000 when I bought this coin. And I bought this coin at 155 Satoshi. And then I finally sold when it got to, let's say, 200 Satoshi. Now, in one place, I can be saying, oh, I've made profits. I've made profits. But let's say when I sold it was when Bitcoin had dumped to like $40,000. So even though I'm now at profit with respect to the Bitcoin value, however, I am at loss with respect to the dollar value. So now I know this is quite, this might be a bit complex, but like I said, for starting off, it's always easier when you trade against USDT. You just understand that, okay, I bought this coin with $10. Now my money is $15, and you just know how to flow from there. It just makes so much sense starting off and going on. We are not late. So now moving on from where I was saying some things. I said, looking at BNB BUSD. So this is BNB. One BNB will cost you this amount of BUSD because BNB is traded against BUSD. So you just need to get that. Now this is the spot market. This is the spot market. So checking here, I just want to show you some basic stuff. Now here, this is Cake. Cake is also the name of a coin. Now Cake is trading against BNB. Now, like I said earlier on, this is the price. So what this means is to buy one cake, you will spend this amount of BNB. One cake will cost you this amount of BNB. Why? Because cake is trading against BNB. So then this is dollar value of cake. So you know what you are doing. This is dollar value, 32.54. And then this is 24-hour change. Now, what this 24-hour change means is in the past 24 hours, the performance of that particular coin or asset or that trading pair. Now, take notes. This is also another major thing you need to understand. The trading pair will determine the change. For example, if I'm checking cake against BNB and then the 24-hour change is 2.3%, that doesn't mean that cake has increased by 2% across all trading pairs. For example, let me type cake. Now this is cake against BNB. So against BNB, cake has increased by 2.38% in the past 24 hours. But then, if I check cake against BTC, for example, against BTC, cake has only increased by 0.78%. And then against USDT, cake has increased by like 7%. Now, this goes to explain what I was trying to tell you earlier on. If you buy a coin with BTC, for example, and then BTC dumps, but then the coin gives you profits in BTC. So what does this mean? If I buy this coin now with spot market, so I was checking cake. So if I buy this coin now with BNB, what this means is if I was holding BNB before, and instead of holding my BNB, instead I sold it and used it to buy cake, it has increased in profit by 2.3%. So it is better that I sold my BNB and bought cake than I was holding that BNB at that point in time. So cake trading against BNB has given me a 2.38%. That is what this means. So it's only significant if I was trading it against BNB. Now, if I was trading it against BTC, what this means is that if I was holding Bitcoin and I sold my Bitcoin and used the money to buy cake, I have increased my portfolio balance or my portfolio worth by 0.78%. That's about 1% increase. So that is what this means. And then, if what I was holding was USDT, that is a more significant increase. USDT just remains as it is, stable. So if what I was holding was USDT, this means that the USDT I have now used to acquire cake has now grown by 7.53%. That is the meaning of this. So you just need to take note of that. It has now grown by 7.53%. So it is better that I sold my USDT and bought cake than I held that USDT. So this is one thing that many people have issues with, wondering the disparity in 24-hour changes across the same coin. Yes, like how the cake increased by 7% and also increased by 2%. So you need to understand that the trading pair is the major factor. What you used to buy it is the determining factor. For example, it's just like I sold a car to buy a house. Let's say I sold the car for 1 million and then I bought the house. Now, if within a year, or let's say within 24 hours, the house loses value, that means that it is good the way I sold. Sorry, if I buy, yeah, so let's say, okay, let me just draw it down. So let's say I have this car and then I have this house. So I sell my house to buy a car, the same way you sold your USDT to buy cake. So I sell my house to buy a car. So let's say I sold it for 1 million. Now that I've sold this house to buy a car, if this car appreciates in value, I'm in profit because what I bought has now increased in value. But instead, if now that I've now sold this house now and bought this car, the tire now bursts and the engine now knock and the car now loses value, it would have been a better deal to have just held onto the house. Same thing applies for trading. So if you're buying a coin against BTC and then the coin dumps and then BTC keeps pumping, it would have been a better deal to have just held your BTC than buying that coin. You would know all of this when you check maybe top losers. You can check the rankings. So you can see coins that in the past 24 hours, they've been, at a loss. You can check the ones that have been dumping and looking at, let's say this is 5% down. So this is 22% down. So looking at this trade, if I sold my Bitcoin to buy IDEX, now I am at a 22.8% loss. But if I just held on to my Bitcoin and didn't buy this IDEX, I will have preserved, or I will have prevented myself from this, incurring this loss. So that's why the trading pair matters. You need to know what is traded against what and how the profits comes to play. So, like I explained earlier on, this is the trading pair. This is what this is traded against. ETH traded against BTC, meaning I am buying ETH with Bitcoin. Then this is the price. So this is the dollar value, and this is the price of one ETH. The Bitcoin price of one ETH, and then this is the 24-hour change, meaning in the past 24 hours, this coin has increased by 0.12%. Now, 24-hour high and 24-hour low is the highest price it has gotten to in 24 hours, in the past 24 hours. And then this is the lowest price it has gotten to. So it's trying to let you know that in the past 24 hours, one of this coin has gone as high as 0.048, BTC. Because it's against BTC now. So one of this coin has gone as high as 0.048 BTC, and it has also gone as low as 0.045. But now it's currently trading at 0.046, like in between. But this is just 24-hour high. That's the highest price it has gotten to in the past 24 hours, and then the 24-hour low. Now you can use this. Let's say you want to buy a coin, for example, and you've been watching the coin for a while and you want to ape into it, you want to buy, and you want to see if it has pumped in the past 24 hours. You can use it to check. So you can check, the lowest price it has gotten to in 24 hours, and then what it's currently trading at, and see how much you've missed. So you can use that. Then this is the market capitalization of this particular trading pair, and then the 24-hour volume. So just so you know, these things broken down, into simpler parts. So it's not as complex as it looks. It's just when you take it one by one, it just makes sense. Just everything just makes sense. So like I explained, the trading pair, the price against the trading pair, then the dollar value, then the increase in 24 hours, which is this green thing here, and then the 24-hour volume. So when you look at this whole screen, that is what is just repeated. SXP traded against Bitcoin. This is the price of one SXP in BTC. This is the dollar value. This is the 24-hour performance. This is how high it has gotten to in 24 hours. This is how low. Then the volume, the market cap, the volume, and all of that. So that is what this entire screen talks to us about. That's what it shows us. That is this market section I showed you earlier on. And I came to market. So we've dealt with buy crypto. We've seen other Binance futures. Now we're at market section. So that's what I'm trying to explain now. So that is this screen where we are right now. So then there's trade. But before I go into trade, let me enter one of these pairs. Let me just show you something. So let's say I would like to buy Ethereum with Bitcoin. So I click on it. So I want to buy Ethereum with BTC. Now I've credited my wallet with someone's asking the meaning of the plus 5.5%. That is the 24-hour change, which is the increase in price, meaning it has increased, by that percentage. So now here I am looking at ETH traded against BTC. So let's say I want to use my ETH now to buy BTC, for example. I want to use my ETH to buy BTC. So I'm here on this screen. Then, like I explained earlier on, this is the price of one ETH in Bitcoin. So I'll spend this amount of Bitcoin to buy one Ethereum. And then here we have the dollar value. And then here we now have the change, which is the 24-hour change. Then we have the 24-hour high, 24-hour low, 24-hour volume, and all of this. So that is what this entire section is. Now, coming down here, what we have here is the time frames. Now, what do I mean by the time frame? Now, here we have the candlesticks or the chart. Here we have the chart. This section over here. This is the chart. Now, for those that do analysis, for those that do technical analysis, which is analyzing charts and price movements and volume and price analysis, when you want to reduce the time frame, so you can check on a different time frame the performance of this coin. You can do that here. So now I'm checking the 1 hour time frame. Now, what does this 1 hour time frame mean? Sorry, let me erase this. Now, this 1 hour time frame means that each candlestick represents 1 hour. Let me try and zoom in so you can see it clearly. So I'm zooming in. So what this 1 hour time frame means is that each of these candles like this, one like this, represents 1 hour. One like this is 1 hour. One is 1 hour. So it represents 1 hour each candlestick. So it's trying to let you know that, okay, this is how the price has performed according to this time frame. So if I want to reduce it, let's say I want to make it a 15-minute time frame. So if I reduce it to 15 minutes, then it will now show me the chart plotted against the 15-minute performance. So I can now say, okay, each of these candlesticks represents 15 minutes. Each of these candlesticks represents 15 minutes. Like that. I can even reduce it to 1 minute. There's a possibility of reducing it to 1 minute. I can just come over here and change it to 1 minute. Even though I don't think that's it will really be very volatile. So I can just reduce it to 1 minute to see how the price is performing every 30 seconds. So I can just zoom and just see that. So now I can check and see, okay, every 1 minute, this is what's happening to the price. And if I stay here for the next 1 minute, I'll just see that another candlestick will be formed. So if I just chill and wait here and stay at this for like 1 minute, another candlestick will come up. Then I stay for another 1 minute, another candlestick, because this is the 1 minute time frame. So it just goes. Now there are two. There's 1M, which is 1 minute, and there's 1M, which is 1 month. So just make sure you don't mistake the two. So this is 1 minute here at the top, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 30 minutes. Then at this bottom, we have 1 month time frame. So the candlestick you look at depends on the kind of trading you're doing. If you're doing short-term trading, you know the time frame to look at. If you're more of a long-term person, let's say you like to see how well this asset performs in a weekly period, you can change it to 1 week, and check all of that. So, but there is nothing like a best time frame. The time frame you look at is based on you as a person, what exactly you are doing. So, someone that is looking at the 1 week time frame, let's say more of a long-term investor, and is trying to say, okay, if I hold this asset for 1 week, what has been the performance on a weekly level? And then you can now check, oh, okay, it's like it's been going upward, weekly performance. That makes sense. Or you can check 1 month time frame. It just depends on you. So there's really no best time frame per se. It's all about um checking what works. Now don't forget, this is Ethereum trading against Bitcoin. This is ETH trading against BTC. So this is not really the dollar value of ETH. If you want to know how ETH alone has performed over this period, you have to check ETH traded against USDT. So if you check ETH traded against USDT, you can now see how Ethereum has done. Thank you very much. This is a more encouraging chart. You can now see how Ethereum has performed monthly, over a certain period of time. It just lets you know what's up. So now moving on from here, that is that. Now, I'm not going in depth into this area because this is what we call technical analysis. Understanding how to plot the charts, understanding how to predict whether the coin will go up or come down is called TA, technical analysis. Now, this is how we are able to tell you, buy this coin. The coin is going to get to this amount of, get here or get here. Or we can tell you if BTC does not break this particular resistance, it could fall to this price. It's through TA. TA is how you study price movements and charts through how you analyze charts and predict, future events that could occur from what the chart is saying. So these are, you see us plotting trend lines and using indicators to try and tell you this coin is going to fall, this coin is going to rise, and we give you reasons, maybe the volume performance or all of that. But that's technical analysis. So for those that want to go into technical analysis, feel free to explore that realm. So now moving on from here, I'm going to take you to the other segment of this trading screen. Now, also take note, when you're trading on your phone, the interface is more encouraging. It's not as complex as this. But then if you can get used to this, if you understand this, you would very well understand how to trade on your device. It's way easier. It just flows. So here we have what we call the order book. Now I'll explain. Red is for sell, green is for buy. That is the basic color representation here. Red are sellers, then the green guys are the buyers. I mean, the green guys are encouraging the upward price movement, so they're the buyers. And then the red are those that are selling. So let me now zoom in to explain it in more detail so you get what I'm trying to say from here. So now what we have here is like a queue where the buyers and the sellers are lined up. So what we have here is like a queue where buyers and sellers are lined up. So now let me explain what this queue represents. Now here I said earlier on, these are the sellers. So the sellers are red. When people want to sell, how are they arranged? The person at the top over here is the person that is selling at the lowest price. Sorry, it's the person that is selling at the lowest price. Now, why is this ranking? Why does it exist like this? They're all buying and selling the same assets. It's the same Ethereum everybody's buying. It's the same ETH. There's no difference. So if everybody lines up and then these guys are saying they would like to sell their ETH at 2458.03, this is the cheapest price currently available here. So they are lined up and placed at the top. They are lined up and placed at the top. So don't worry, for those asking for the recordings, the recording will be available on YouTube once we're done. So that is why they are here. And it goes like this. It just goes like this. So this guy placed the lowest price he wants to sell, and he's selling his own at the cheapest price. So he's here. Then the person following him is the second cheapest. Then they just arrange themselves like that, based on the price they would like to sell at. Now they are sellers. So the person that is taken more seriously is the person that wants to sell his own at a cheaper price. I mean, for example, you go to a store and you want to buy what can I use as an example that is general? Let's say you want to buy an iPhone. Let's say you want to buy an iPhone 12, a brand new iPhone 12. And then you go to one store and they tell you the iPhone 12 is 500,000 naira. And then you go to another store and then they tell you it is 3 million. And it's the same iPhone 12. And you go to another store, they tell you it is 560,000. You go to another store, they tell you it's 585,000. Where you are buying it will most likely determine the price. So, that happens. Now, you knowing that all these assets, all these things are the same. I mean, you're obviously going to buy the one of 500k. That is that there's no difference. And it's not Abba Boys that made this one, sha. They didn't tweak it or anything. It's the same thing. You're obviously going to buy this one because it's the same thing. So, normally, this is the person that will be taken more seriously. So that is how the ranking also happens here. The person that has decided to sell his ETH at the lowest price is the person that will be placed at the top of the order book, which is here. Then followed by the next lowest price, then the next, like that, like that. If you check the prices, you see that as you go up, as you go like this, it increases. Now, this is for the buyers. This is for the sellers, sorry. This is for the people that want to sell. Now, let's go to the buyers, those that want to buy the coin. Now, buyers are arranged based on highest bids. So, if you bid the highest, you are placed at the top. So, this is like the top, where we have the buyer and the seller, and then they come to an agreement. So, this is the buyer, and he has the highest bid. Therefore, he's placed at the top. Now, the reason why it is done this way is because if the highest bid is not placed at the top, someone can come and tell you that, let's say, for example, sellers say they're selling the iPhone for 500k. You can come there and be pricing it 10 naira, and nobody will take you seriously. The person with the highest bid is obviously the person that will be taken more seriously in the market. Because, I mean, if you scroll down, you'll see people that have placed buy order to buy Ethereum at maybe $200, in fact. So it's actually there. So the person with the highest buy bid, is the person that is placed at the top of the buy order. Why? Because he's bidding the highest. So if you check here, this is 2457, then this is 2455.05, then 2455.03. So this is the highest bidder, and then it's placed at the top, then followed by the second highest, then the third, then it just goes like that, like that, like that. So they're just arranged in that manner. So now that we have this guy and this guy, they will now have to come to a price agreement. So what does this mean? It's either the seller would decide to just sell at this guy's price, or the buyer will just decide to buy at this person's price. So they just have to find what works and just come to that agreement. But this is the order book. So this is how they are arranged. So on this segment, like I told you, we have the sellers over here. Then here we have the buyers. The buyers are green, the sellers are red. So in case you want to buy, can you see? If I click on buy, I'm in the green segment. But if I want to sell, it turns red. So you just know where that order will be placed, either in the buy section or in the sell section. So let's say I want to buy now, and I want to buy this coin, and I say I want to buy this coin at $2,500. I will be placed at the top because I am bidding the highest. I have come with the highest bid, and therefore I'm placed at the top of the order book, because highest bid when it comes to buyers are always placed at the top. So that is that about that. So now, so far, we've been able to explain this segment over here, and then we've done small charts explanation. And like I said, if you like to further, get to know about charts more, then you should look into learning technical analysis. Then we've gone through this area. Now I'll go into how to place an actual trade, and we'll just wrap up from there. So how to place an actual trade. Now let's say you want to buy a coin, and you finally understood everything I said from the beginning. You have deposited on your Binance account. So starting off, you've created a Binance account, then you've verified your Binance account, then you've set up your security settings for your Binance account, where I explained two-factor authentication and your Gmail verification. And your Google Authenticator. So you set that up, and then you've now successfully deposited in your Binance account, whether you sent BTC directly or you sent Ethereum directly, or you use P2P to buy. Now, let's say you've successfully gone through all of these phases, and now you want to buy a coin. So you come on Binance, and then you have USDT. And so you come on Binance and you have USDT, and you like to use your USDT to buy Ethereum, like I just gave you this over here. So now that I'm here on Binance with USDT, I want to buy ETH. What will I do next? So I click here, then I've come to this other book. Then I go to buy. Why? Because I'm buying. If I wanted to sell, I have to click on sell. So I go to buy. So here I will now explain the types of buy orders we have. We have limits, we have the markets, we have the stop limits, and then we have the OCU, which is one cancels the other. So let me just explain that quickly. So we'll wrap up. So now moving on, limit. Limit order is where you set the price you would like to buy at. Now, what do I mean by this? Here I'm looking at ETH. ETH is trading at $2,452. But now I'm not satisfied with this price. I want to buy it when it dips. Let's say I want to buy it when it falls slightly. So I can say that I would like to place a sell order to buy ETH at $2,300. So this will mean that I'll be added to the queue. Now, like I explained earlier on, priority is placed on those that are have the highest bids. So now I want to buy. So while somebody's here bidding that he would like to buy at 2,453, I'm bidding I would like to buy at 2,300. So I'll be like way down. So if I place this sell order, screen is not updated. Okay, let me try it again. Yeah. So if I place this sell order saying I would like to buy at $2,300, that means I'll be added to the queue. So I put my sell order. I say I would like to buy at 2,300. I would like to buy, let's say, 3 ETH, for example. And then they let me know how much I'm going to pay in total. And then I click on buy ETH. So once I do this, this is a limit order. Why? I determine my entry or exit price. I can set my limits. So I determine the entry or exit price, how much I want to buy at, how much I want to sell at, and all of that. Now, it's not like immediately I put the price to buy. A coin that's selling at $100, if I say I want to buy it at $10, that doesn't mean it will instantly buy. No. It means I have placed a buy order on that trade. So my order will now come here to open orders at this bottom. So if I place a buy order to buy ETH at 2,300 and I would like to buy 3 Ethereum, then I submit the buy order. It will now come here to open trades. Why is it an open trade? Because it has not completed yet. So I place my buy order, then I put it there. So whenever Ethereum falls to 2,300, it would fill up my order and successfully complete my buy order. It's that simple. But now if I want to sell, let's say I have ETH and I would like to sell my ETH. Now, ETH is currently trading at $2,456. But let's say I want to sell my ETH at $3,500. So I'll just come over here, place my sell order, then enter how many ETH I would like to sell, and proceed to placing my sell order, which is sell ETH. Now, the benefit of this automatic sell order is such that even if I travel, or let's say I leave my phone, or let's say I'm eating or I'm doing anything, and the coin hits that price, it will instantly and automatically sell it for me. So if I buy, let's say 5, 6, 7 coins, and I can't be watching everything every single day, I can just place a limit sell order. So I place my limit order. So when I place that limit order, whenever it hits that price, it will sell. Even if it takes 2 seconds, even if it takes 1 month, even if it takes 1 year, whenever it hits that price, it will automatically and instantly sell the coin for me. I don't have to be there. I don't have to do any other thing. Why? Because I've placed a sell order or a buy order, anyone. So now moving on to market. Now, I just explained the limit order, how to place limit orders, how to buy using limit order, buy and sell. So now this is a market order. Now, what market order means is you buy at the current best price. So what does this mean? if I want to place a market order to buy, this is the current best price. So this is the order that I'll be buying at. So at this point, this is not me determining, okay, I would like to buy at 2.5, I would like to buy at 3.5, I would like to buy at whatever. No, this is me buying at the current best available price. So it works the same way for buying and selling. So if I place a buy order with market, I am buying at the current available price. If I place a sell order for market, I'm buying at the current best available price. It's just like, for example, let's say you go to a shopping mall. Let's say you go to ShopRite to buy something, and you carry one bag of rice and a crate of egg. You won't go to the counter and tell the woman, no, I bought one bag of rice, remove 10 naira or remove. No. It is the price it is selling at that point in time that you will buy it, even if you came to buy 800 bags of rice. So no matter the volume, no matter how many you're buying, the current best available price at that point in time is what you will be buying at. That is how a market order works. You buy at the current price at that point in time. So moving on. Sorry, I just want to all right. So that is how a market order works. So you'll be buying at the current price, at the best price at that point in time, which I explained is this one at the bottom. So whatever this person has decided to sell at, you buy at that price. Now, just one keynote why you need to also be careful. There are so many people that when coins are listing, they try and jump on that coin and buy. You need to be very, very careful when you're doing this. Now, why am I saying this? When you want to jump on a coin that just got listed and you want to use market order to buy, it could be really, really risky because market order completes instantly and you're buying at the best available price at that point in time. And what people do is when a coin is about to get listed, let's say a coin is about to get listed on Binance, there's every tendency that that coin was already trading on another exchanger. So somebody will come and buy the coin here at $5 and come and place a sell order to sell it on Binance at, let's say, $15 or $20. Now, those that have bought the coin from one exchange at 5 and come to place at the high price, and then you just come and use market order to quickly buy, you could be in some real, real serious trouble if you end up buying the top of that coin. So you also need to be very careful with newly listed coins because some people, they will just come and see a coin has done 8,000% and they'll say, yeah, and they'll carry out their money and buy the coin. That is a plan to visit the village and open a farm. You need to be very careful because if you buy the top of a coin, recovery could take a really, really long time. A good example is this. This is Ethereum. If you bought Ethereum here, this is how long you'll have had to wait to be in profit. And if I show you the representation of that, this is like buying Ethereum in 2018, January 2018, and having to wait till January of 2021. Buying the top of any coin can be really risky. That's why I tell people you don't just jump on anything. You need to know what you are buying and why you're buying it. You see, no matter how solid the asset is, and you need to know when to enter. Your entry is very, very important. But that's just by the way. So that is limit order. Buying with limit is where you set the specific price, where you say, okay, I would like to buy at $2,000, and you just wait for your order to be completed. Or for limit sell, you say, I would like to sell this coin at $3,000. For market order is where you place your specific buy. Sorry, market order, like I explained earlier on, is where it buys instantly at the best available price at that point in time. So for market, you don't determine the price, it just buys. The only thing you determine is how many you like to buy. So you need to be very, very careful when trading these things. So you don't just jump into one coin. You see, you need to be very careful. That's why it's very good to join a community, maybe a paid community or a free community, or I don't know, find a mentor, find someone that will teach you. Because many people think these things are just assumptions. You just assume the coin to buy and you just buy. It takes sleepless nights and research. You need to know why a coin will pump. You need to. You need to know why you're buying something. You don't just buy it because it is a coin. You don't make that mistake. If I had the time, I'd have taken you all the way to CoinMarketCap to show you coins that have dumped for 4 years and 7 years, and they are still in the ocean. They have never, they have not smelt the daylight. Let me check it to let me just show you one. CoinMarketCap. So you need to know what exactly you are buying and why you are buying whatever you are buying. It's not just because it is a coin and their logo is fine and you say, let me buy this coin. You need to be sure. For example, there's this coin called Metal. Now, if you look at the chart on Metal, you will feel really, really bad for those that invested in this coin early or when it pumped. Yeah, okay. It has even tried. They haven't tried. They recovered this February. Wow. That's nice. Not really a full recovery, but then last time I checked this coin in January, it was sad. I mean, this just came in. Imagine it was just this, because there was no recent movement like this. This was the charts. So imagine you were among the gang that bought this coin at $12 without knowing what would be of the coin. And you bought it at $12 in what year is this? In 2017. Awesome. You will now be holding the coin till today. You bought at $12. Today it's even at 3.5. That is, it's even pumped though. It's even pumped recently and even recovered. It will be at 3.5. Imagine before it pumped, it was at what now? It was at $0.4. Just imagine the sorrow. So you don't just buy any coin at all because you just assume this is a coin. The logo is fine. The person that is running no. You need to know what exactly you're investing in, why you're buying it, why you feel like it's going to pump. What is your solid reason? Have you done your analysis? Have you done your research? So you don't just jump on the coin because everybody's jumping on the coin. And then they now dump it on you and you're left with a bag and nothing to do with it. So it just works that way. So now, moving on from here. So I explained the limit order, then the market. Now I'll just explain stop limit and OCO. So I'll wrap up with that. So now stop limit is where you can set what we call something like a stop order. Now, what do I mean by this? Somebody said Judy. Wow. So let's say I want to sell this coin. I use this mostly for selling. So now let's say I bought this coin. I bought ETH. But I'm planning to hold this ETH for long term. But I'm trying to prevent myself from a dump such that if this coin starts dumping, I still want to be in profit. I want to preserve my profits, or I want to just set a stop loss, something like that. So what do? I set something like a stop limit. Now, what does the stop limit help you do? If I bought this coin at, let's say, $2,300 and now it's at 2,400, but I'm holding for long term. Let's say I want a situation where if this coin now dumps back to 2,400, I want it to automatically sell because it might keep dumping from there, and I might not have the I might not be able to. I don't know what could. I don't. You don't know what could happen from there. You see. So let's say you've done your analysis and you feel like if this thing falls to 2004, it's very dangerous, and you want to automatically sell. So you place what we call this stop limit. You can use it for your stop loss, and you can also use it for this kind of situation. So now this coin is currently trading at 2466. But now I want a situation where if this coin falls to 2400, help me automatically sell it at, let's say, 2390. Now you have to give a small margin between the two. So now the stop is like the trigger price. So what you're saying is if this coin starts falling and falls and gets to this place, please and please help me sell it at this place. So you're trying to alert the trade. If this coin starts falling now and falls to this, help me place a sell order and quickly sell it at this price so that it won't now keep falling and I lose all my money. This is another mistake that many newbies make. Many newbies just enter coins without setting stop loss or stop limits or without any trading precautions. They just buy a coin and say, to the moon. We're all going to the moon. Okay, no problem. You see, but you need to be very, very careful. So you know how to manage your portfolio right. And also, as regarding taking profits as well, which is another area specifically. So now I buy this coin and then I set it such that if this coin falls to 2,400, then help me quickly sell it at 2,930. That's place the seller at 2,930. So what this means is if this coin falls to 2,400 and then it now still falls and gets to 2,390, it will automatically sell. But if something happens and then this coin falls to 2,4, but it doesn't reach here, instead from here it now keeps going up, it won't sell. It would not sell. It will just place the sell order, but it won't automatically sell. So that is it about this stop limits, which I mostly use for sell orders. Now the final one is OCO. OCO is one cancels the other. Now OCO is one major thing that you would most likely use a lot. It's available on Binance, but I don't think it's available on all exchanges. So I'm trying to pick it. Sorry. Now this is OCO. OCO is one cancels the other. Now with OCO, you can set 2 trades in one. So you can tell this coin that, let's say I buy this coin now at 2,470. I can set a trade such that if this coin gets to 3,000, help me sell. And in the same trade, I can also set my stop loss such that, okay, I bought this coin at 2,7. Sorry, I bought this coin at 2,4. And instead of the coin to go to $3,000, it's now falling and digging the grave and is already at 2,003. You can set your sell order to automatically sell the coin. So you can preserve your capital and you can manage your loss right. So that is how it is. So if I want to set an OCO trade, what I'll do is over here, which is the first segment, is my price, which is my main target. So I bought this coin at $2,473. I want to sell it at $3,000. 3,000 is what I'll place here because that is my target price. But now, if things go sideways, like what happened day before yesterday with the markets, and everything starts dumping for no reason, these are things that you might not really see coming based on your analysis. It was in news that led to the market dump recently. So you might not see that coming. And then let me try and get this chart and show you how it is on this ETH chart. I hope I get something really beautiful. So I'll check the daily chart. So let me just use this to analyze it. So now I'm on a daily chart. So this is the kind. Let's say you want to avoid this kind of dump. So to avoid something like this, now you could be in this position. Let's say you bought this coin, and then you want to set your sell order such that if things go sideways, it automatically sell. So this fell all the way from $2,500 to 2,156. In fact, it went as low as 1,941. That was a significant dump, a loss of $600. So to prevent that kind of loss, if you're in this trade and you've gotten this far, you can tell your trader, okay, if this thing falls to 2,003, help me automatically sell. So what happens is when it falls and gets to that price, it sells. So if it keeps dumping, you are safe. You've sold already. And you can later now come and use your money to buy the dump. So while others are crying and complaining that their $1,000 has turned to $20, you are busy buying the dump that will still take you up. But that is where you need to understand proper portfolio management and how to set stop losses. So using this OCU, here you can set your target price, which I said, let's say I want to sell at $3,000. And then I can set my stop limit. So now I'm telling this trade, if this coin falls to $2,300, help me sell at, I can tell it to sell at 2,280. So what happens is I need to leave a space, a margin, a price, at least something significant, a price difference. So this is the trigger price. So I'm telling this coin that, all right, I'm buying ETH now, and I've bought ETH, sorry. So ETH, I want to sell you at $3,000 for profit. But then if things go sideways and instead of going up, ETH starts going down, then I'm telling it, all right, if you fall and hit 2,300, help me place a sell order at 2,280, such that if it gets here, it will automatically sell and I exit the trade. So that is it. That is all about that. Like I said, this class is majorly taking you through the basics. So from here, you can just explore, learn more about Binance, check other areas, and know what else you can learn. So now, like I explained earlier on, the basics, what I tried to cover was opening an account, then verifying your account, then setting up your security features for your account, which was where I talked to you about um, two-factor authentication and your Google authentication as well. And so your SMS authentication and Google authentication, yes. And then proceeding from there, you now go on to how to deposit in your account. Maybe you want to deposit BTC or any coin directly, or you would like to use peer-to-peer. And then from there, you now understand the trading pairs, what exactly you're trading against, how to buy, and how to set your sell orders. Now, I'm trying to wrap up because this class is supposed to end by 6 and this is 5:54. So if you have any questions, let's see if I can just answer like 2 questions. And if there are more questions, when I upload the video on YouTube, you can just attach your questions to the video. I would answer them. Now, for those asking questions like how do I buy through peer-to-peer exchange, that is why there's a video on Binance P2P. So all you need to do is just subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the videos. There are so many videos. There's a video on how to deposit Naira on Binance, how to verify your Binance account. So you can watch how to verify a Binance account here, how to open a Binance Trading account, and the peer-to-peer, how to use Binance peer-to-peer to buy and sell crypto. So I explained everything in those videos, broken down, so it's easier to understand and you just know how to navigate. So let me just take 2 questions before I wrap up. Oh, questions are not coming in. Yes, I'll make the video available on YouTube. What is memo when you withdraw your coin? Memo is it's something they ask for. It's part of the wallet address when you're withdrawing a coin. They ask for the memo and the address, depending on the kind of blockchain you are using to withdraw or deposit. So you just have to input it. Um, yes, I talked about having BNB in my Binance account in your Binance account to pay for fees. When you have BNB in your Binance account, your transaction fees will reduce. So instead of paying 0.1% of your volume for transaction fees, you pay 0.075%. Now it's not compulsory really. You don't really have to have BNB, but you might just want to. During the class, I created a group for airdrops. Yeah, I will attend to this later on. All right. So thank you so much for coming for today's class. And like I said, I'll make the video available on YouTube for those that have questions. You can always ask those questions on the in the comment section. I'll answer the questions. And also, you can check out the other videos we have on our YouTube channel. You can like, subscribe, and share. And you know, more videos will also be uploaded from time to time, so you can also get to understand several basic concepts. Like in the YouTube channel, there's a video on how to do airdrops. This is the introduction to crypto. So for those that are just new to crypto art and really don't know much, I suggest you watch these 2 videos. This was the class we just concluded recently, where I talked about the history of cryptocurrency, how it all started, and how we got to where we are today. So class 1 and class 2, you can start from there and understand every single thing as I explained before you now proceed to Binance Trading actually. And there's how to do P2P. This was how to do P2P I did 5 months ago, but I had to do a new version because I did this before they brought out the restriction. But now that this is the only way to buy and sell, I have to do a new and updated video. So it's better to watch this one. So thank you all for joining and coming to today's class. Do have an awesome time. Bye-bye.